I've been practicing for a while to become good at Minecraft PvP. However, since the beginning of the journey, I have never put this into practice outside of duels on training servers. That's why today I'm going to join my first SMP, the Sapphire SMP. It's a classic SMP with custom biomes, new enchants, and events. Even though I want to put my new PvP skills into practice, I mostly want to take my time given that this is my first SMP. When the server started, I didn't immediately head into a cave to mine. In fact, friends were due to join me soon, so we could take part in the end fight together. That's why I chose to find a village and trade with the villagers, allowing my whole team to gear up quickly. I'll spare you the hours of preparations and explain the strategy my friends and I have planned for the end fight. We split into two teams. The first consisted of Abulbar, Harry, and me. We had equipped ourselves with the best possible gear and enchants, and our goal was to get as many kills as possible. Meanwhile, Brad, the only member of the second team, was invisible, collecting loot from the players we had killed and trying to knock players into the void using a wooden sword with knockback 2. Now that you know our strategy, it's time to show you the end fight. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the dragon egg. But there is one thing left for us to do. Find the elytra. Go get the elytra, I hold them off. In the end, I was forced to leave the fight because of my armor's durability. But, to sum up the end fight, Brad managed to gather a lot of gear thanks to our kills, however we failed to secure the dragon egg and the elytra. Indeed, while we were fighting, someone used the flying machine to grab the elytra before anyone else, and given how small the end was, he had time to collect every single elytra on the server. After the end fight, there were several events. The first one involved protecting a huge gold cube from a TNT cannon. But there was a catch. We had to leave all our gear in an underchest. After 10 minutes of building, the cannon exploded and we miraculously managed to save some of the gold. However, a special game was introduced for the event's top 2 players. We had to choose between sharing the reward or keeping it for ourselves. If both players choose the green block, the reward will be shared. If one player chooses the red block, he will take the entire reward. And if both players choose the red block, the reward will be destroyed. The next event was another battle for the dragon egg, but unfortunately, new enchants has been added, making everyone unkillable.
Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. It's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness shine. breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Three days later, the server's biggest event took place. It consisted of several different challenges where players could earn points toward a ranking that offered major rewards. The first challenge was a death run. The goal was to run without ever stopping while avoiding obstacles. Unfortunately, 10 seconds before the 15 minutes of the challenge ended, I died because a skeleton pushed me into lava. I therefore finished third in the death run. The second challenge was a game of chance. We had to move around while the music played and stop on a color when the music stopped. One of the 4 colors was then chosen, and the players standing on it were eliminated. If you know anything at all about my luck, you won't be surprised to learn that I was the first to be eliminated, which lands me in last place for this challenge. The final challenge was a classic 1v1 PvP match and I had to face Harry. I feel sorry for him, but I didn't let him win, which allowed me to secure the 5th place in the event's final standings. But that's not all. My friend Brad managed to reach the final. It was a close match, but unfortunately, he lost. However, he still managed to win one of the best prizes, an elytra. To wrap up my adventure on the Sapphire SMP, I decided to try to achieve my goal of putting my new PvP knowledge into practice. That's why I headed to the end and announced to the entire server that whoever managed to kill me would win a mace and the dragon egg. Unfortunately, as you may have seen, the new enchants made all the players invisible, which made the fight really boring, and the cherry on the cake was that the server crashed before the fight ended. That's how my adventure with the Sapphire SMP ended. I hope you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, Harry's channel is in the description, and on that note, bye bye!